Hey, what's going on? Sean Belegian here. Another week under the belt. We've got some exciting games coming up. And as always, our programming brought to you by Lawrence Tech. This is Hockey Time.
CHAMPS Hockey Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also presented by Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. For all things Michigan High School hockey, go to the Hub, MIHSHockeyHub.com. National Coney Island, doggone good. And the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
All right, welcome in. Another edition here in the State Champ Studio, along with this guy, John Kidd. My name is Sean Belegian. John, another fantastic week. 1 week closer to the playoff, but a lot of hockey to be played, including a couple of big showcases.
And our Alta Equipment Company main event is the showdown between Detroit Catholic Central and Brother Rice. And it was Military Appreciation Night out in Plymouth. And I talked to Jerry Vento, the coach from Plymouth High School, in our Coach's Corner. And we got a clip of the week that you want to see.
All right, let's get right into it then.
This is a big game, no doubt about it. So make your memories by what you do. Make your memories by what you give. Make your memories by giving it all and don't leave one thing out there. Okay, let's go.
I'm Greg Molson in Brighton, where the Bulldogs were looking to make it a memorable Friday night with a win over their rivals from Howell. But it's the Highlanders with the early pressure. Chris Wozniak standing tall for the Bulldogs, though, keeping the puck out of the net. Brighton then takes the lead on a power play. Alan Bennett with the shot from the point. Nathan Persicki stuffs in the rebound for the first goal of the game. Howell has a chance to tie it up with a power play of its own, but it's Will Jentz going the other way for the shorthanded score. Bar down to make it 2-0. Still with a man advantage, the Highlanders answer just 20 seconds later. Stefan Franti puts one in to cut the lead to 1. Brighton added a goal in the second to make it 3-1, but Howell comes out strong in the third. Out of the scramble in front, Stephen Miller buries it to make it 3-2. The Bulldogs not giving up their lead, however. Jonathan Sexsmith with the outlet pass to Logan Mitchell-Petita. He picks the corner, and Brighton beats Howell for the 8th straight time, with Persicki finishing it off with an empty netter. The Bulldogs make some memories in a 5-2 win.
This is one of my favorite games to play all year. We get to play a bunch of people that I know and I've played with in my past. I know about half their team, and it just feels great to come out there and just win and just beat them.
I'm Sean Belegian, and we go to the west side of the state as East Grand Rapids takes on the Eagles from Grand Rapids Christian. We pick things up in the first period. EGR on the man advantage. Robbie Sturzma shot from the point is redeflected by Riley Siginja for his team-leading 17th goal on the season. Pioneers up 1-0. Back comes Grand Rapids Christian. 3 to go in the opening period. The senior Jake Nordwire gets the puck, buries it. We're tied up at 1 apiece. But EGR responds 2 minutes later. Sturzma's slapper from the point goes into the back of the net. Pioneers up 2-1 after 1. And they would add another, just 2 into the second period. Preston Bergstrom gets the puck. He scores. EGR now up 3-1. Grand Rapids Christian would answer 27 seconds later. In fact, Isaiah Clark gets it over to Max Goodfellow, who puts her home, and the Eagles now trail by a goal. But it would be all East Grand Rapids the rest of the way. The junior Billy Busey would get his name on the score sheet with the slapper. Pioneers back up by a pair. Then, less than a minute later, Nathan Milanowski feeds it to Ted Campbell. His shot goes in for the goal. EGR goes on to beat Grand Rapids Christian 5-3, your final.
Tonight's obviously a big game for a number of reasons. Another league game, which we need to have. Military Appreciation Night. We know what it means to us. If Jerseys look great, but at the end of the day, none of that's going to help us win a hockey game, all right? We got to stay focused on the task at hand.
We head to the KLAA conference as it was Military Appreciation Night. Plymouth Wildcats at home to take on the Mustangs from Northville. We pick things up 2.5 minutes into the contest. The Mustangs would strike first as senior Seth Biorgi puts in his second goal on the season. Northville up 1-0 after 1. Plymouth would answer in the second on the power play. David Brace, wrister from the point is stopped, but senior Gavin Roach is there to put in the rebound, his 9th on the year. We're tied up at 1. Back comes Northville. How about 9 seconds later? Zach Holstad feeds it over to Nick Masenchak, and the senior backhands it home. The Mustangs back on top 2-1. We go to 6.5 minutes left in the second. The Wildcats looking to even it back up. Brendan Mady shot his block, gets the second opportunity. The puck slides in for the goal. Heading into the third, we're all tied up at 2 apiece. And Plymouth would take the lead just 26 seconds into the final stanza. Ian Smith with the nice feed over to Brendan Allen, who puts home his team-leading 20th goal on the season. Wildcats up 3-2. He would add some insurance late in this one on the man advantage as David Brace snaps it top shelf for the goal. Plymouth goes on to beat Northville on Military Appreciation Night, 4-2 your final.
All right, it's time now for our Coach's Corner, brought to you by the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. I'm joined today by the head coach at Plymouth High School, Jerry Vento. Jerry, welcome back to Hockey Time.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it.
All right, so you guys beat Northville 4-2 on Military Appreciation Night. First off, talk about the win and talk about how special this event was tonight.
Well, the win, I mean, it's a big win. It's a KLA League game. You always want to win those, and we managed to pull it out. It was a pretty tight game. Credit to Northville's goalie. I thought he was outstanding. But our guys, kept to it. I thought we played a great game overall, a really good third period, kept their chances down to minimal, put 2 in for us, and came away with a W.
And just talk about this event, the Military Appreciation Night.
This is our 4th year doing it, first year that we were able to, to buy jerseys, which kind of adds to the night. It's really a night that we mark on our calendar. It means a lot to the team. Had a Vietnam vet in, come speak to the guys about his life story. Really eye-opening and kind of keeps things in perspective for our players when, things are going not so well for them in their mind. They can kind of reflect on stories they were told.
Talk about how it was his first ever hockey game that he watched live.
Yeah, we weren't aware of that. We had made contact a couple weeks ago and arranged for him to come here, and he's in our locker room saying it's his first hockey game he's ever seen live, so it kind of added to it. It's pretty neat.
Obviously, you guys play in the KLAA. I've talked to coaches the last couple weeks from the MIHL. They say how tough the MIHL is. Just talk about how tough the KLAA is each and every night.
It's brutal. There's really no games where you can look at and say, yeah, that's one we should win. It's just got the top-ranked teams in the state coming out of our conference every year, and top to bottom, there isn't a softie. It's just it's a grind whenever you play a team in the KLAA.
And just talk about your guys' goals now for the last month and a half before the playoffs start.
Well, for a lot of teams, it's to get ready for the playoffs. You want to start playing playoff hockey now, so you're not trying to do it, the last minute come the end of February. So, our schedule sets up that way. It's going to be a grind, regardless of the win-loss record. We're just hoping that they're ready for playoffs.
All right, and lastly, how much do you enjoy this, going on the ice each and every day to coach these boys?
I love it. I don't consider it work at all. It's never a grind. I love coming to the rink. The boys keep me excited, and I got a great group this year. Which only adds to it. But yeah, this never gets old to me.
All right, Jerry, so best of luck to you guys the rest of the season. And, thank you for joining us here on Hockey Time.
Thank you very much. And I just want to say how much I appreciate all the work you and Sean do for promoting high school hockey. Thank you.
All right, and that was our Coach's Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. All right, welcome back inside the studios, brought to you by the Alta Equipment Company. So, Sean, it was Military Appreciation Night out in Plymouth, and Plymouth came out to win 4-2.
Well, what a great idea, first and foremost. Props to Coach Vento and his entire staff putting that together. I had a chance to talk to Coach Vento afterwards and said, to have some of the veterans talk to his boys, he said they were really taking it in. Just a great event.
And we stay in the KLAA. Brighton took on Howell, and they went on to beat their rivals 5-2. Look out for Brighton again.
We've been sounding the alarm for a couple weeks now, John. Look out for Brighton indeed.
All right, we go to the west side of the state. Grand Rapids Christian took on East Grand Rapids, and East Grand Rapids won 5-3.
You know, it's interesting because if you pay attention to what's going on the west side, and it's easy to follow, certainly all you have to do is go to the hub. A lot of jockeying for position, and when you think you start to figure it out, somebody knocks somebody else off. So certainly EGR and Grand Rapids Christian, two of the teams to keep an eye on moving forward.
Lauren Plant back here, and I'm calling out all League of Legends players. That's right, esports, to get your school signed up for this year's 4th annual league and tournament. Did you know that there has already been nearly $1 million given out in scholarship money by Lawrence Tech to not just the winning team of the tourney, but the runners-up too? Get 5 guys from your school. Regular season starts in February, playoffs in April, championship finale in May at Lawrence Tech in Southfield, Michigan. Sign up right now at statechampsesports.net. Oh yeah, the league is free. We're accepting teams from Indiana and Michigan. It's epic. Be a part of it. For all information, including sign up, go to statechampsesports.net and do it right now. Registration will end very soon.
I admit it. I love working with money, negotiating, and making big decisions. That's why I'm majoring in finance and economics at Lawrence Tech. What's truly amazing about the education here is the small class sizes that give me easy access to my professors who truly care about my future. They even helped me get a great internship. And I was able to fulfill my lifelong dream of playing college golf. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
Hey State Champs Nation, Jenna Skalski here, and I'm here to tell you to check out the State Champs Michigan Winter Roundup premiering every Friday at 5 p.m. all winter long. The Roundup is where you can find highlights in girls basketball, boys swimming, competitive cheer, wrestling, bowling, and gymnastics. Presented by Lawrence Tech, check out the State Champs Michigan Winter Roundup premiering Fridays at 5 p.m. on the State Champs Sports Network and the State Champs app.
On the carry, number 9.
My dad and my grandfather are officials. I've grown up around officials and seeing how much they enjoy being part of the games. As a student athlete, I've always appreciated the people out there who are willing to give back to the kids. The Legacy program lets me officiate while I'm still in high school, working younger kids' games. Officiating gives me a better understanding of the game. I get to make some pretty good money for a high school kid, and I even get to spend some quality time with my dad. There's help wanted. Just whistle.
All right, we talked about being good and we talked about being great. The difference is that extra step, that extra effort that we're all taking during the game. Today's game is no exception. We have to come out strong right from the beginning. We can't wait to start to the second period, right? Right, boys? Yes. All right.
I'm Greg Molson at the Battle of Bloomfield with Bloomfield Hills looking to beat West Bloomfield for the second time this season. And the Blackhawks take their coach's advice. They come out flying. Zane Morrissey with the takeaway. He flips in the backhander, opening the scoring just over 2 minutes in. The Lakers answer later in the first. J.P. Ayer with a nice pass back to Johnny Teshka for the goal, tying it up at 1 apiece. Bloomfield Hills takes the lead back just 9 seconds into the second. Colin Segasser with the shot, Kyle Lucia with the rebound. You'll hear that name again, but not until after the Lakers even it up again. Teshka gets to the loose puck for his second of the game, tying it at 2-all. Back to the other end and back to Lucia. Right off the faceoff, shows off the quick shot for his second of the game, putting the Blackhawks back on top. And they'd add to their lead. Drew Speaks lifts it over the goaltender to make it 4-2. That was just the first of 2 Bloomfield goals in the final minute of the second period. Lucia picks the corner for his third of the game to make it 5-2. That's his third straight game with a hat trick, but he was not done. The sophomore adds one more in the third, firing into the open net. Kyle Lucia scoring 4 goals in the game, giving him 10 in his last 3 games, leading Bloomfield Hills to a 6-2 win and a season sweep over West Bloomfield.
I don't know, it's just, we're doing it as a team. It's not just me, it's my line.
and we're all just working together, passing the puck, getting shots on net.
Howell always seems to find the right spot. He's got a great shot, a heavy shot. He's a big body. He gets into the scoring areas, and he's very effective. We like the way he plays. He's a big part of our game and our success.
This is a great opportunity for you guys tonight to make a statement in regards to this program. All right, what we do as a program here, from the hard work you put in the weight room all along through the fall, getting ready through the preseason, all those things that you've done. This is your moment.
We go to Dearborn for the Battle of the Mayor's Cup as Dearborn Unified takes on the Falcons of Dearborn Divine Child. Dearborn Unified coming into this contest at 11-4, and they're looking to get on the board first. The freshman Nathan Holland goes on in, but his shot is denied by Divine Child and senior netminder Adam Yost. We're scoreless after one. Dearborn Unified with another chance early in the second, 2-on-1. Luke Tratar gets the pass, stopped by Yost. Steven Rios couldn't capitalize off the rebound, and the game remains scoreless. Divine Child still in search of their first win on the season, and they would get on the board later in the period. Sophomore Zach Schubert scores his 5th goal on the season. Falcons up 1-0 as we head into the third. We jump to the remaining moments of the game. Dearborn Unified still trailing 1-0. It would be the junior Adam Ahmed letting it rip, and it goes into the back of the net for his 6th on the campaign. With just 2 seconds left, we are heading into overtime, tied up at 1. Dearborn Unified with the first chance to win it in the extra session, but Yost comes up big again. He had 36-8 on the night. Then moments later, Divine Child with its opportunity. The sophomore Cole Kalchik is off on the breakaway, but Dearborn sophomore goalie Cam Proden is there for one of his 29 stops on the game. And for the second time in the 17-year history of the Mayor's Cup, the contest ends in a 1-1 tie. It's now time for our main event, brought to you by Alta Equipment Company. CC Rice, what more needs to be said? Here we go, the Oak Park Ice Arena for the site of our Alta Equipment Company main event between Brother Rice and Detroit Catholic Central in this showdown in the MIHL. We pick things up in the first period. Catholic Central with the early opportunity. Brett Beal slides it over to Brendan Miles, but Brother Rice senior netminder Cooper Duncan is there for the stop. It's scoreless after 1. The Warriors looking to capitalize on the power play early in the second now. Nick Marone's shot is denied by CC goaltender Louis Finnegan, and the game remains scoreless. Now, under 5 minutes to go in the period, the Warriors would get on the board. Matthew Tatar's shot is stopped, but the junior Max Brown is there to bang home the rebound. Brother Rice takes a 1-0 lead, and they would add another one just over a minute later. Ryan Marone feeds it to Dylan McNulty, and the senior buries it. Brother Rice goes into the third period up 2-0. Catholic Central looking to cut into that deficit. Early part of the final period, Miles gets another chance, but Duncan is there again with the denial. The senior had 17 saves in this one. Now, under a minute left in this one, the Shamrocks pull the goalie to get the extra skater on the ice. Dylan Dooley is stopped by Duncan, but Caden Hammy is there to knock in the rebound. CC now down 2-1. Shamrocks get one last chance in the remaining moments of the game to even it up, but they won't get a good look at the net. Brother Rice goes on to take the regular season series over their rivals from Catholic Central. 2-1 your final score.
You know, it means a lot. We just came off a loss versus Calumet, and we really needed a win, so it feels great. A lot of momentum going forward. Great for the push of the second half of the season.
The main event is presented by the Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time.
And you just saw the highlights of our Alta Equipment Company main event. Brother Rice takes down Catholic Central 2-1, and Brother Rice takes the season series 2-1.
Yeah, as fate would have it, that's how it worked out this year. We were out there. Fantastic night, fantastic atmosphere. If you haven't been out to a Catholic Central Brother Rice game, I highly suggest it. I mean, you're year in, year out talking about two of the best. You know, what's interesting in doing the rankings this week, and you had teased me last week, you know, will there be a new number one? I think there's a new number one, but with that being said, I think Brother Rice still might be the team to beat, and they still might be the best team in the state. That doesn't mean that they deserve to be number one, because I think both Calumet and Livonia Stevenson can make a better case right now, but they still might be the team to beat. boy, they looked good last Wednesday night, knocking off Catholic Central.
And we go to the OAA. Bloomfield Hills took on West Bloomfield. Bloomfield Hills beats West Bloomfield for the second time this season, 6-2. How about Kyle Lucia? He has 10 goals in the last 3 games.
Love seeing that. Congratulations to Kyle, and certainly congratulations to Bloomfield Hills. You know, there's some good hockey being played in the OAAA, but certainly when a guy is on this kind of tear as he is, 3 Hatties, come on, goodness gracious me. We had to give him some props, so congratulations, Kyle.
And we go to Dearborn for the Mayor's Cup between Dearborn Unified and Dearborn Divine Child. Great game, 1-1. In the 17-year history of the Mayor's Cup, it was only been 2 ties.
Well, and you know what? This is what makes high school hockey so great, is when you have events like this. Whatever the case may be in whatever community, this is what makes high school hockey great. And congratulations to both Divine Child and Dearborn for putting on a good show.
Lauren Plant's here to tell you what we got going on the boys basketball show this week. Hang time, Michigan. All kinds of ranked teams featured, including a battle out west between number 24 Holland West Ottawa and number 2 Hudsonville. Some of the ranked small schools will be featured, including a battle between undefeated number 3 Iron Mountain and undefeated Negaunee. Number 4 Orchard Lake St. Mary's facing number 20 Brother Rice as well. Scott Bernstein and TJ Kelly talking hoops too. Hang Time Michigan premieres Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern on all the State Champs socials, website, and the brand new State Champs app.
All right, it's time now for our National Coney Island High School Hockey Player of the Year update. And Sean, look what National Coney Island provided us today.
Aren't they the best? And extra onions as well. So greatest day ever, no doubt about that. No, all jokes aside, we appreciate them being a part of this. They come out and present the award with us at the end of the year. A lot of hockey to be played, but thanks to National. And you know what? I say this all the time, but support those that support this great product. And certainly National Coney Island is one of them.
All right, our top 10 stays the same this week. So, Sean, this week we got the Public Showcase, and then we got the MIHL Showcase next week. Do you feel like some of these players will have to make a statement in order to win our award?
Absolutely, and we've seen it happen in the past. Guys have played their way onto our list. Ryland Clements, just a year ago, John, you were out there. Everybody was talking about how he was just absolutely dominant as a member of Catholic Central, so he played himself onto the list based on that. An opportunity for some guys that have been knocking on the door to really say hello and kick that door in, whether it be out in Chelsea or down in Trenton. So I would expect the list to change after the showcases, but we'll wait and see.
Another case was Levi Wonder a few years back. He had a strong showing at the Public Showcase.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This was a guy that you had heard about, and then he had a strong showing, and he parlayed that into a memorable run for Escanaba as well. So certainly this is money time. And as we talk about the criteria all year, money time is such a big component in regards to this. What you do in those big games against high caliber opponents, that's the criteria that we use. So an opportunity for some guys to make a statement, to be sure.
All right, you can cast your vote at statechampsnetwork.com. The leading vote getter will never get removed off the list. So, Sean, extra onions right now.
Extra onions right now. You finish up, huh?
Yes. We're about to go eat now.
Hey guys, Lauren Plant here to remind you that the deadline to submit nominations for the Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Male and Female Athlete of the Year is fast approaching. As the host of the live awards show every year, let me clue you in on a few quick things you need to know. Number 1, 6 male and 6 female nominees will be named once the application deadline has passed. If you do not submit a nomination form, I don't care how great of an athlete you are, you cannot be nominated. Number 2, this award is very selective. These are for young men and women who are first-team All-Staters or are projected to be this winter or for the upcoming spring season. It's only for seniors. You have to have a minimum overall GPA of 3.0 or better, and we're looking for leaders both in school and in your community. Number 3, each nominee gets $1,000 in scholarship money. The winners get $5,000 each. This is to help in your college education, and you get to come to a red carpet awesome awards show in May hosted by me. To download the application, go to dacathleteoftheyear.com. The deadline to apply is February 3rd, To be nominated Male or Female Athlete of the Year is an incredible honor and one you'll never forget.
All right, let's go to this week in high school hockey on Wednesday night. Detroit Catholic Central taking on Trenton.
What a dandy. Catholic Central, they're looking to get hot before the playoffs start, and they will. I think that's a really good team. Don't you dare discount Catholic Central. Trenton, the train keeps rolling. They didn't like losing at home to Brother Rice, but again, you're talking about what might be arguably the best team in the state. Trenton will be fine come playoff time. That is a fantastic playoff primer for both those squads.
And we go to the Lakes Valley Conference. Congratulations to South Lyon Unified. They took the Lakes Valley, but they'll be taking on Wall Lake Western on Wednesday night.
Well, it's interesting. We've been talking about South Lyon Unified for a couple weeks, and they played their way onto our rankings. Make no mistake about that. I'm intrigued to see them. I'm going to have a chance to see them a couple times in the next couple of weeks, but certainly keep an eye out for them.
All right, on Wednesday night, it's round 2 between Traverse City West and Traverse City Central.
I don't think people perhaps realize how good TC Central is. And again, I challenge people, go to the hub. You can follow along. You can see their schedule right now. They have been outstanding. TC West has been ranked. They'd love nothing more than to beat their rivals. That should be a good one.
And how about Brighton? They host Detroit Country Day on Wednesday, and then they got Heartland on Friday.
Yeah, 2 big ones. And this again, John, this is what I love. Whether it be Frank with Detroit Country Day, whether it be, Paul and Kurt with Brighton, teams are going out and saying, who do we need to play? Where do you want us to play them? Obviously, the KLA matchup is one thing, but, when you get a good out-of-conference game like that, everybody wins. High school hockey wins.
And how about the game on Friday?
Yeah, you know what? Look, it's Heartland and Brighton. They're 2 teams that have won so many championships as of late, so many good players out in that area, and you include Howell as well. That's a dandy. KLA game, that's going to be on the schedule each and every year.
And on Friday, we have Flint Powers taking on Midland Down.
Powers is really taking a step up as well. I came really close to ranking them, crunching some numbers and looking at, some of the stuff. Travis Perry, again, has done such a good job in the past with Flint Powers. Midland Dow, what a great story they've been. So a lot of Chargers in that one.
We'll talk a little bit more about the public showcase in just a few moments, but we have Salem taking on Livonia Stevenson on Friday.
Dandy of a matchup, two teams, around that top 10 area. Ryan Ossenmacher obviously doing such a good job with Salem for a number of years now. Stevenson has a mark on him, make no mistake about that. So far they've been able to answer the bell every time, but this is going to be a stiff one.
On Saturday, we have Granville taking on Forest Hill Central.
Yeah, Forest Hill Central has been on some kind of a tear, and Granville's kind of been there all year, and as they look to reestablish that brand, not that it went anywhere, but last year was a little bit of a step back for them. This year they're heading in the right direction, but a good matchup there between Division I and Division III, 2 of the good ones from the west side.
And we got a huge matchup in the Metro League on Saturday afternoon as Ann Arbor Pioneer goes on the road to Riverview Gabriel Richard.
Well, what a dandy that should be. Pioneer's done nothing but win for a few weeks now, and they've done nothing but go up our rankings. And Gabriel Richard, Ricky DeSanta and his crew, I think they've really done a good job of putting them on the map the last couple of years, and they pop back into our rankings as well, so we'll keep an eye on that.
And lastly, we have the public showcase out in Chelsea. I know we're going to be going out a couple days this week, so just how special that event is each and every year.
Well, first and foremost, the host, Chelsea, they do such a great job, and it starts with, Don Wright for so many years, and now Chelsea as a whole, they do such a great job. They really put on a show. Listen, if you have an opportunity, make the drive to Chelsea. Maybe your team's playing out there, go support them. But, John, there's something special when you have a beautiful building like that, and you have 2 high-caliber high school hockey games going on at the same time. It's so cool to walk back and forth, and this one starts and that one's, finishing. Just a great idea. So by all means, if you can make it out to Chelsea, do so.
Time now for the MHSAA Hockey Clip of the Week. And congratulations to Farmington United goaltender Brent Sommerfeld last Saturday against Milford. He does his best Pecorini impression by getting the puck and scores at the empty net. We love seeing the goalie score. And that's your MHSAA Hockey Clip of the Week.
Wow, that is very exciting when you see a goalie score a goal.
Yeah, you know what, and props to them. They're a team that kind of came together last year. I had a chance to see them last year, and it's the right idea. Everybody's buying in, so congratulations to all involved. Well, that'll do it for another week. So glad you can join us. A lot of showcase action coming up in the next week. We hope to see you at the rink.
And remember, you can follow State Champs on all of our social media channels, and you can download the new State Champs app that is available on iPhone and Android. That's another edition of State Champs Hockey Time.
State Champs Hockey Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also presented by Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. For all things Michigan High School hockey, go to the Hub, MIHSHockeyHub.com. National Coney Island, doggone good. And the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.